Okay, so how I ended up going to Burning Man is I had a really good friend of mine. We went to college together at New College of California in the Mission, and we decided to go to Cuba to shoot a documentary because I was already totally steeped in the study of Afro-Cuban folkloric music, right?
As you do.
You do?
Yeah.
Just say right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I'd been to Cuba for the summer of 94, and then I wanted to go back in the summer of 95, and so my friend Fletcher wanted to come with, and he was a videographer. We were in Cuba for the whole summer for about 3 months, and we went to Santiago de Cuba in the Provincia de Oriente in the Eastern Province. And they have a festival and a ceremony they do every year called Quema del Diablo. And they make this huge palm frond effigy of the devil with horns and these like palm frond cowrie shell raffia eyes. And it's a huge effigy, just like Burning Man. And then they set it on fire, and then they play music, and then they dance around in like a counterclockwise circles. And all the kids run out. The kids start the fire, and they're like wadding up pieces of newspaper, setting them on fire, and throwing them at each other. It's completely wild. And so we're seeing all this, and my friend Fletcher turns to me. He's like, "Man," he's like, "I can't wait to show this to Larry." I was like, "Who's Larry?" He's like, "Oh, it's my friend Larry Harvey. He does this thing in the desert called Burning Man, and this is exactly like it." So I was like, "Oh, okay." And so that's when I first heard about Burning Man. I guess it took me a couple years to get there. So I called my friend Fletcher up. I was living up in the Upper Haight at the time. He was like, "Yeah, man, you should come out. We're camping." And I was like, "Okay, well, how do I get a ticket?" He's like, "Just come out. You can get a ticket out there." He's like, "Here, let me give you a number, and you can call and get like a weather report, and they'll guide you in." I was like, "Okay."
Tickets were what,
So,
like $15 at the gate.
It was like $40 or something like that. Yeah. And then, so I call this number, and this person answers the phone. She says, "Hey, my name's Maid Marian." I'm like, "Okay, what's up, Maid Marian? How you doing?" She's like, "Good." I was like, "So what do you think? Should I come out?" And she's like, "Absolutely. You should come out here. It's awesome." I was like, "Okay, well, how do I get there?" And, I wrote down the directions.
Also, Maid Marian is still available. If you want to call her, she'll talk you through every detail of how to get out there.
If you can find her extension.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, she was great, so she dialed me right in. And so that's how I ended up at Burning Man for my first time.
Hey, this is Accuracy Third. I'm Beth.
I'm D-Day.
I'm Rex.
And
I'm not Zeno. I'm not here.
And this is Buddy, like one of our favorite interviews ever. Please enjoy it.
Well, that's a good start, Beth.
Yeah. Is that not perfect?
It is, but we have things to talk about to round out the episode, Beth. For example, content warning, heavy drug stuff about heavy drugs.
We're getting so much better about content warnings.
Yeah, I learned it from watching you, Beth.
Content warning, extremely cool behavior. Extremely cool.
Yeah, it's such a good
jealous.
episode. Buddy, you are so good at being a recovering alcoholic. I love stories like yours. I love going to 12-step meetings. Y'all ever go to 12-step meetings?
No, I can't dance.
I've gone to a lot of 12-step meetings with my friends.
Am I a part of this?
Yeah,
Yeah, Zeno's here. Hey, ladies and gentlemen and others, Zeno's here.
Zeno.
Applause drop.
I have been to Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, and I did it on the 14th International. It was a bedraggled East Oakland one.
Uh-huh.
And dude, the stories I heard and the community that I saw was fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
And they didn't give a fuck. They're old ass dudes just hanging out and keeping shit together. Like, obviously I'm not a part of it, but a lot of the principles of Alcoholics Anonymous, I think a lot of people could consider and hold themselves to, as far as personal integrity, honesty, and going back to the people that you hurt and saying, "Hey, I hurt you, and I'm really sorry."
And if anyone needs a meeting, go find a meeting. If that meeting sucks, go find another meeting.
There are a lot.
It's everywhere, at every time of day, pretty much in any place you're at, you can always find a room.
And at Burning Man, there's a very specific place where you can always find people who are open for that and meetings. And that is Anonymous Camp, which Buddy is a part of. So I don't know where they're camped this year, although I know where they've been camped in the last couple of years.
Well, the map isn't made yet.
Yeah.
But I bet they'll be somewhere around the staff camps.
Yep,
if you
as
want to know where the
usual.
staff camps are, go to an anonymous meeting.
If you want to see the way that we try to support our volunteers, know that is important and is near all of the staff camps.
And if you're struggling with substances and can't deal with 12-step, don't give up, because there are a lot of other modalities out there that will work better for you.
If you're struggling with going to work, how about drugs?
Drugs will help you both go to work and not go to work, depending on your selection.
Drugs can become a job if you try real hard and you're like, oh, I like this thing. Now I want to sell this thing. Guess what? That doesn't ever work. Don't do it. Just put the drug down. Just stop it.
It doesn't continue to work. It is the problem.
Fucking sucks.
Man, I made a job out of at least 2 of my drugs of choice.
Burning Man is one of them. What's the other one?
That's not fair. That's my cult.
Caffeine.
Coffee and cannabis.
That's true. And sex.
Also, doesn't count.
Why not?
It's not a drug.
Yeah, my brain would disagree.
Not everything that tickles your dopamine receptor is a drug. That is some prohibitionist bullshit.
Oh, shit. I got to go talk to my mom then.
No, it's something you inject that gives you the dopamine response. Or no, not inject,
So
but
I'm the drug.
I'm not getting you anywhere into like nearly my bloodstream.
Fair enough.
How well is your eardrum working?
Oh, so now we want to talk about the clear and red fluid seeping out of my ear.
Yeah.
It's not. Now it's like a pasty yellowish substance.
So improvement?
Yes, improvement.
Yay.
I have not been this sick without a fever since I was a child. And even when I do get really sick, like when I have the flu, I'm still in a quite jubilant mood. Not this time.
Oh, and back to the AA. If you feel like you need to quit, don't do it tomorrow. Why not do it right now? And that's actually something that I heard from a podcast from Nerdist. The lead guy of that has been a proponent of abstinence for a long time. And he had been talking to a person. And he was like, I think I want to quit this. I don't think it's doing that much for me. And his friend was like, well, why not just quit now instead of later?
Yeah, I haven't smoked pot or drank anything in 16 days. And it turns out I am still a fucking riot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't got to be tore back to get fun.
See?
I find you amusing while I am stoned and drunk, whether you're sober or not.
Thanks, guys.
But it is pretty funny how deaf you are. Like, you're not even hear the cat trying to get in.
Oh, motherfucker. There are so many people coming
right
into
now.
the house that I don't realize you're here until you're, like, in my peripheral vision.
Like, Max very much wants to come into the studio right now.
Why is Max out?
Sometimes Max gets out.
Shall we? Did we do everything?
Yes, Beth, we did everything. You're welcome. You can go.
And this is Buddy, like one of our favorite interviews ever, ever, ever. Please enjoy it.
Okay, so myself and a couple of my campmates, we go to center camp just about every day, and what we do is we give out Narcan and train people how to administer Narcan.
Oh, my God. Thank
Holy
you.
shit, that's wonderful.
And then we give out fentanyl test strips, and then we make coffee. That's what I do, like, almost every day.
Holy shit, thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
What a really wonderful thing to bring to center camp.
That is legitimately the best thing I've ever heard happen in center camp.
Yeah. It's so fucking hilarious. Two people are like, fentanyl test strips? I don't do fentanyl.
That's why you want the test strips.
I'm like, well, I'm not saying you, but I mean, like, just in case, like, maybe your neighbor, quote unquote.
What are you accusing me of? What kind of people do you think I hang around with?
Right. I was like, well, your cocaine might have a little fentanyl in it, or, I'm just saying, help a neighbor out. That's all we're saying.
You're not picking up the fentanyl test strips to make sure your fentanyl is fentanyl.
No, you're not. I mean, if you're doing fentanyl, you're like, hey, I already know.
Yep.
I already know. Yeah. So this year, I'm going to probably add tranq test strips, xylazine test strips, because down here in LA, we're starting to see a lot of, not a lot, we're starting to see kind of it creep into the drug supply, which is a real bummer.
Yeah.
What does tranq end up doing to
Rotting
folks?
your legs.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's like, did you ever see that documentary about a drug they were doing in Russia called crocodile?
Yes.
That's basically what tranq does to you. Okay, so I believe it started a little over a decade ago in Puerto Rico, and they were mixing xylazine, which is like a large animal tranquilizer, into the heroin/fentanyl supplies just to kind of give, to make it more potent and to cut it so, they could sell more.
God, when you're cutting your drugs with ketamine, it sounds like you've got some intense drugs.
Oh, it's so much worse than ketamine.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much worse. Yeah, it's not like you're going to commune and talk to dolphins. That's not. That is not xylazine. That's not trank dope. And so what happens is, like if you're slamming it, if you're injecting, the injection site can go necrotic or abscess very easily, and then you really have a huge problem on your hands. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, because the problem is fentanyl is not like heroin. Fentanyl, you're high for maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then you're down again. It doesn't have legs like heroin does. And so it's just kind of taken over the whole drug supply. So they're mixing it with xylazine to kind of make the high last longer. And that's what we're dealing with.
Yeah, the sales pitch that you get is that it's
it's all bad.
Yeah.
We watched a Channel 5 piece on the streets of San Francisco, and they talked to some harm reduction folk about trank, and also some high-level drug dealers about trank. And the drug dealers are saying that they put the trank in because it curbs the withdrawal from the fentanyl.
Right, I could see that. Sure.
But what they completely omit is that the xylazine has its entirely own withdrawal, which rather than curb it, it exacerbates it. You're now like doubly hurting.
Right, and then I don't even know the details on what a xylazine overdose would even look like, and nor do we, I think, have anything to reverse it. I mean,
Narcan doesn't work.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, how did you get so involved in helping people do drugs?
Who are you?
I'm just an old drug addict. I was strung out on drugs for 26 years. So, and then, I got clean. And then I started working in treatment, and then from treatment, I transitioned into eventually working in homeless services, and so that's what I do now.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just such an amazing gift to bring out to Burning Man, especially as our drugs are getting more and more messed up.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, exactly. We just want to keep everybody safe, and we usually give away at least a case to DPW over at, what's their bar? The Ghetto. We went there, we're like, "Can you guys use this?" They were like, "Absolutely." I was like, "Here is a case. Here you go. Here's a case of Narcan."
That is incredible.
They were super cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think people really sleep on the need for Narcan at Burning Man because it doesn't seem like the kind of place you'd want to go and stare at your shoe for several hours.
Right, true.
But, those of us who've been partying for a long time know that when you get a pill, you're putting a revolver to your head. That could be what you were sold, or it could just be a big lump of speed and heroin.
Right, exactly.
Or nothing.
Are you saying all of my pressy ecstasy was not, in fact, MDMA? I would never guess.
Could be. Could have been. Who knows?
Slight possibility it might be a little adulterated.
The first time I took unadulterated Molly, I was like, what is this?
Yeah,
exactly.
I remember not being jittery for the first time.
Right, yeah. Completely different experience.
So when I asked who you were, I was trying to get an introduction of who you are for the podcast, because I don't know who you are.
So, who you mean my name and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Not everyone just comes on the podcast and starts talking about test strips.
That is kind of a heavy intro, right? Just right off the bat. Yeah, my name is Buddy, and I camp now since 2022. I camp at Anonymous Village. We're over at, where are we? 530 and F?
We know where you are.
5 and F. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. Yeah, so let's see. I was trying to figure out the first time I went to Burning Man. It's somewhere between 94 and 97.
Ooh.
In the haze.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. The one distinguishing factor I remember is Pepe's Lingam. I don't know if you guys remember that sculpture that he built years and years ago. And it was, I believe my first year was the year that he built the Lingam and he set it on fire. That was pretty awesome.
My feeling is that makes that 97.
Yeah, so 97, cleared it up. That's amazing.
That sounds about right. Like the city was kind of an extended arc.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's 97.
Yeah, no, it correlates because I talked to Marian about it, and I thought it was 94, and she's like, no, she's like, my name is Maid Marian. But she said my first involvement with Burning Man was in 97, and so you guys just corroborated a year, so it's got to be 97. Yeah, I didn't know anything about it. I came out with like a teepee structure. It was like, these sticks of bamboo and some visqueen plastic, and I started setting it up on the front of the Esplanade because I didn't know. It was just open space. Right in front of center camp. I was like, this is cool, centrally located. And then like somebody came out to me, he's like, hey, you can't camp here. I was like, oh, okay, well, I just have no
I was told this was anarchy.
Exactly. I was like, I thought this was a temporary autonomous zone, man. What the fuck is going on? And so he was like, no. He's like, look, and I'm like, he was really cool though. He was like, hey, I'll help you move all your stuff. And then so he like moved me down.
So this is a street. We don't camp here.
Yeah. I don't know if there were quite streets. I mean, I don't know. I don't know
when the street started. There may have just been paths back then.
Those were streets.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the first, like, real good map.
Good.
97?
Yeah.
97. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, well, I'm so glad to finally know for sure the first year that I went because needless to say, it was very hazy.
Welcome to investigative journalism.
Yes. Really appreciate it because I've been racking my brain trying to figure it out. Yeah.
Do you need help remembering what your first Burning Man year was? Come talk to us.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So, and then I went a few years off and on, and then drugs, and then I think, okay, so now maybe you guys can help me figure out this year. I think it was 2003. It was definitely like right at the peak of my career as a meth addict. And my friend wanted me to come and camp with her. And so I was down in LA finishing up this construction job.
Meth and construction? I don't believe you.
Right, exactly. Yeah, well, I mean, not a construction job. This was like I was getting jobs as a handyman off of Craigslist. Okay?
Ditch digging.
So it was, yes, right. So I ended up, traveling. I can't believe this guy put up with my shenanigans. He was super gracious, super cool guy. So my big plan was he was like, okay, well, do you have a ticket? And I was like, no, I don't have a ticket. He's like, well, what are you going to do? I was like, well, when we get to gate, I'm just going to talk to the people at gate and I'm going to tell them that I'd really like to volunteer and see if I can just volunteer and they would let me in. He's like, I don't know if that'll work. I was like, well, let's just try it out. So we drive, and then so we get to gate, and so they stop us and they're like, okay, what about your tickets? I'm like, hey, I don't have a ticket, but I just wanted to volunteer and help you guys out. He's like, nope, absolutely not. You have to get out of the car immediately. Now, mind you, this is probably, I would say, like maybe 11:30 at night, right? So, I grab what's important to me. I grab all my dope, obviously, and then I didn't even grab a jacket. A few other knickknacks that I could grab. And then so my plan B was that I was going to walk back up just before you get to 447. And then I was just going to walk all the way until you get to the railroad tracks. Right. Mm-hmm. And then kind of skirt alongside of the railroad tracks because this is the way some of my friends used to sneak in the past. And then just before you get to the frog pond, then kind of like slowly make your way in. Right.
Then you cut across miles of empty desert.
Yes.
And then you cut across miles of empty desert. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, super cold, 12:30 at night by this time, So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to chill right by this highway and try and hide until, and until it's like super late at night. It was a full moon that night, so it was really bright. So I was like, fuck, I really don't have that much cover. So I'm walking across the playa and there was these it was like an art installation / like radar activated like lighting thing, right? Every time you would move across the playa, this radar, whatever thing would sense it. And this is like huge, like Cyclops, like spotlight. I would like move and like totally just boom, just target right in on you and like indicate exactly where you were. I was just like, fuck, man, I am not going to make it. So then I would just I laid there for like hours, and then I would move a little bit, and then boom, the spotlights would come on. I was like, fuck. Okay. I finally make it to the railroad tracks. I walk. I almost get to the fog pond. Super tired by this time. Super, super high, obviously. Because at this point I'm just eating shards of meth. I'm not even smoking it. anymore or anything because of the wind. I'm just like eating, you know? And it was probably, so I'm fucking chewing on meth. It was probably the only thing that kept me alive because it was super cold. It was probably the only thing that didn't keep me from going into hypothermia, you know? So I finally get to the trash fence, and then all of a sudden this, I don't know who he was from DPW or whatever, pulls up in this like Suburban. And he was like, all right, I finally fucking found him. I found the walker. And I was like, he's like, you're trying to sneak in? I'm like, fuck you, man. I'm not trying to sneak in. I've been here. I've been here the whole fucking time. What are you talking about? He's like, we've been tracking you for hours. We've been tracking you across the desert for hours. Guy was a total dick, man. He was being so fucking mean to me.
That's Kate.
Yeah. And so this was like extra, though. This guy was, I don't know who he was. I would like to have a talk with him. And, you know, I'm sure he remembers it because, yeah.
Let's just call him boyfriend.
Boyfriend.
Yeah.
Okay, so boyfriend stops me. Yeah. And he's like, do you have your fucking ticket? I was like, no, I left it back in my camp. What the fuck? You don't walk around with a goddamn ticket. What the fuck is this, you know? And he's like, well, where are you camped at? I'm like, I don't know, like 315 and F. He's like, what's the name of the streets? I'm like, I just told you the name of the streets. He's like, I'm taking you back to the box office. And so I was like, whatever, man, fuck you. I'm tired of walking anyways. And so he puts me in the truck. He drives me back up to box office. He's like, if you can't buy a ticket, I'm turning you over to I'm turning you over to the cops and you're going to be taken to jail. I was like, oh, fuck, man, I'm really in fucking serious trouble.
Wait, you anarchists have narcs here?
Yeah. So I go to the box office. You know, he's like, do you have $350? I was like, no, I don't have $350 fucking dollars. What are you talking about? He's like, okay, well, do you know somebody with a credit card that you can call right now? Well, we'll call him for you and we can charge it. I'm like, I don't know. It's like 2 a.m.
Yeah, dude, I'm an addict. Do you understand how few people are going to give me $350 at 2 a.m?
Right. So like any good addict, who do I call? I fucking call my mom.
Right?
Yipper.
So it's like 3 a.m. and she answers the phone. I'm like, hey, Mom, this is Buddy. I'm at Burning Man. I got caught sneaking in. They say if you don't pay for a ticket via credit card over the phone, they're going to send me to jail. So she pauses and she's like, well, but that just might be the best thing at this point. You know? And I was like,
oh no. I know, Mommy, but not now.
You know, I was thinking like, well, that's fair. That's probably, you know. That sounds right.
Yeah, got to get there at some point.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's going to happen. It just might as well be. I might as well get arrested trying to sneak into Burning Man. That's pretty good, you know. So I'm like, hey, sorry, man, no dice, you know. And so he's like, all right, I'm turning you over to BLM. And then there was these 2 BLM guys. They had like they were like armed with like fucking guns and shit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like mini 14s and shit, you know. And so and I'm like, I'm fucked, man. And I'm like, hey, guys. How's it going? They're like, hey, how you doing, man? I'm like, I'm a little cold. They're like, okay. I was like, all right, am I going to jail? Are you guys going to arrest me? They're like, no, we're not going to arrest you. I was like,
yeah, we don't give a shit. This isn't our fucking party.
No, that's what he said. He said, no, man. He's like, look, we don't fucking give a shit. This is public land. They just rented this out. He's like, look, I'm going to give you a glow stick. He's like, so I don't want you to get run over by the lake. You just walk, and he gave me a glow stick, cracked it, so now I'm wearing a glow stick, you know? Right?
Yeah, who could say you haven't been at the party for a week?
Yeah, and I'm freezing. I have no jacket. I'm freezing, right? I just have, like, a fucking T-shirt on, right? So, and I think it's, like, maybe Wednesday night of event week. And so he's like, so, look, there's the highway up there. Just, you know, here's the glow stick. Wear it so you don't get hit by a car, and then you can try and walk your way back into Gerlach, right?
Oof.
I'm like, fuck. Okay. So then I'm walking back up the road and everything. And I'm like trying to hit some people up. I'm like, hey, do you have a jacket? Do you got a sweatshirt? No, nothing. No love at all whatsoever. Right. So then I'm walking and then there's the Burning Man sign. Right. And then I can't really tell because, you know, of the state I'm in. And so I'm looking and it looks almost like these guys have like a little campfire. Right. And they're like flagging me in and they're like, hey, man. Like, hey, brother, come on in and warm your hands. Warm your hands up by the fire. I'm like, oh, thank God. You know, and so then I walk up. It's not a fucking campfire. Someone had taken a siren off of the top of a fucking cop car, okay? Attached it to a car battery, you know, so it would like light up and like whirl around, you know. And so I was like, what the fuck, man? So these guys, they got caught sneaking in too, and they were like waiting to see if they could get in, you know. So we're fucking sitting there all night, you know. I offer them some meth. They're like, absolutely not. I'm like, okay, I get it. You know, I was like, hey, I'm just trying to be hospitable. This is all I got. You know, they're like, okay, man, we get it, but we're good. You know, so then there's another guy that's in a van that's parked across the street. He's just hanging out there. He comes out, you know, and I was like, hey, man, do you got anything that I can wear just so I don't freeze tonight? So he gives me a bathrobe. So I'm curled up in a bathrobe. I'm sitting there, you know, I'm just trying to stay warm, right? And then this another gate person or DPW or somebody comes up, right? And in another truck or whatever, he just starts fucking screaming at us. He's like, he points to the two guys that have been there for a while that I just met. He's like, you two motherfuckers are not getting fucking in here. And he goes, you. And he points right at me, and I'm like, holy fucking shit, you know? It's super scary. I'm like, yeah? He's like, you are fucking different. And then he just gets in the car and walks away. Drives away. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck is going on, you know? And then the two guys look at me and they're like, we're fucked. He's like, they're like, well, I guess you're just fucking different. I'm like, man, I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know, right? So then they go back to the van or whatever, and so they're, you know, I'm there by myself, right, all night. So by this time the sun's coming up. You know, and so I can see daylight, I'm warming up, you know, and everything. And then, you know, I kind of like made a little spot and everything, you know, and then I gathered up some rocks and some boulders. I made like a little windbreak. And then there was this woman that was leaving the event. And so she pulled over. I'm like, hey, how's it going? She's like, hey, do you need some water? I'm like, fuck, that would be amazing. So she gives me like a gallon of water. She's like, do you need some food? She's like, I'm leaving. I got to go back to Oregon. I got to meet my coven of witch friends. We have to do this ceremony, so I have to leave early. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And she's like, would you like some food? I'm like, that would be great. Gives me like this whole bag of food. So now I got water, right? I had like juice. I had like some lunch meats. I had like a loaf of bread. I was like, this is fucking awesome, man. I got a fucking windbreak. I got water. I got food. I'm like, I'm a fucking Burning Man. I got my own camp. I'm fucking camp. I'm like, this is fucking great, man. You know, so I'm just like hanging out. I'm just fucking hanging out underneath the sign, you know. And but I'm pretty strung out. I'm pretty emotional because that guy really pissed me off. So then another guy from DPW pulls up. He's like, hey, man, how you doing? I was just like, you know, I was going on. And then all of a sudden the same guy, because I recognize his voice, I was fucking traumatized by him. He comes over the radio talking about some shit. And I grab the radio of the guy's hand. I'm like, you motherfucker left me out here to fucking die, you fucking asshole, you know. And this is the guy, he's like, whoa, dude, you know, and I'm crying and shit. You know, he's like, he's like, look, and then he gives me this like windbreaker. He's like, here, man, have a windbreaker because I'm fucking freezing. I can't stop shivering, you know. So I'm sitting in the car, and he's like, do you know anybody here? And I rattle off a couple Rangers' names, you know, that I knew and stuff like that. He's like, all right. And then I'm sitting there for another couple hours, and then this other pickup truck pulls up. And he's like, hey, son, what you doing over there? He's like, I don't know, man. I'm just hanging out. And he's like, do you want to go in? I was like, yeah, that'd be great. And he gives me a ticket, and he's like, all right, you get your ass in there and you behave yourself. I was like, awesome, man. Thank you so much. He gifted me a ticket, right? So then I gather up all my belongings, right, that I have, my new camping supplies, to me, right? Which is a trash bag filled with stuff. I sling it over my shoulder, and I just start walking down the road. So I walk down the road. I go to box office. I'm like, hey, guys. What's going on? They're like, holy shit. I'm like, hey, check it out. I got a ticket. And they're like, okay, man. They fucking ripped my ticket, you know. They get my ticket, and then I marching to the greeters. I'm like, you know, I'm walking. I'm not on a bicycle, on a motorcycle, in a car. I'm walking, right? So I'm walk down the road to the greeters. They're like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good. I'm here. How's it going? They're like, good. How are you? I'm like, I'm fucking great. They're like, welcome to Burning Man. I'm like, thank you very much. Like I ring the bell and shit. I was already super dusty, so I didn't have to like lay down and do the dusting.
You already were a dust angel.
Yeah. And then, I ended up in center camp, and then began the long process of finding my friend and my friends and where they were camped and stuff. And so I finally made it over there. They couldn't fucking believe it. They were like, they were like talking to my friend privately, being like, hey, is this guy okay to camp here? Are you sure he's cool? Like, he's just walking in. He's just got a trash bag. Like, like he doesn't have any shelter, So then they gave me some pallets. They had some pallets, and then like a tarp. And then I just made my own makeshift
Fuck
shelter.
yeah. That's all you need.
And yeah, exactly. And then, that was my Burning Man.
Wow.
Wow. That I'm blown away at everybody, both helping but not helping you at any point in time.
Yeah.
I like that there are like two hero's journey moments where you were visited by magic in this. You get the life preserving gifts from the witch. And,
yes.
And then
she's amazing.
The,
wherever you are, I love you.
The mysterious gate and DPW person that saw into your soul and pointed you out as different.
Yeah.
He knew you were getting
You're gonna get in.
It was fucking wild.
Yeah, you got what it takes, kid.
It was absolutely fucking wild. Yeah.
Not to mention the opportunity to scream at your gate liaison.
Yeah.
The fire that was not a fire.
Oh, that is great.
The all-seeing eye. Man, this thing is mythic.
To be fair, he was chewing on speed.
Yeah, no, I was. Large amounts.
I if I may posit, I think that is potentially the difference with the DPW guy swinging by being like, you guys aren't getting in. Oh, you're probably getting in.
Yeah, there's something about you.
Yeah, you look like you belong here.
You got
in a
what
way.
it takes.
Yeah.
He was so intense, man. He was just like, you are fucking different. And then he just fucking speeds off. It was just so unreal.
Yep, could have been boyfriend, could have been Xeno.
Yeah, I was thinking that sounds Xeno.
I have faith in you. You're going to get in.
Did you ever get any inkling of who was it that gifted you the ticket in the end?
I have no idea, but okay, so I've been watching some videos, and I don't think it was Larry, but because I would recognize Larry, but it was somebody else in a cowboy hat, and I can't remember his fucking name, man.
Carl?
It might have been Carl, man. Might have been Carl. Yeah. He was, he drove, there's like a video in that documentary Sparks or whatever it is where he's driving around in this old car.
We still haven't seen it.
Bored.
We were going to watch that at one point and talk about it on the podcast, and I was pretty roundly rejected from that, so I stopped pushing it.
Okay. It might have been him. I don't know. And I don't even know if it was 2003. And I've been scouring the internet trying to find the art installation of the all-seeing eyes that kept following me, I'm pretty sure it's real. It's real, man. I don't think I hallucinated.
I think that was a spotlight on the back of a truck with some folks that had some radar.
Maybe. It could have been. Yeah. I remember looking at it. Looked like an art exhibit. It was like this kind of Cyclops triopic kind of thing, with.
I want that out there.
Yeah.
If that's not what that was, I think that would be a great thing to put in Outer Playa.
That would be, I should recreate it as an art piece. That would be amazing.
What would be great too is have it be like a capture the flag or the red light, green light, where it is manned and you can be picked off by being
with a turret. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of those American Gladiator tennis ball turrets.
Just a tennis ball in the face. Horrible.
Well, you don't get points if you hit him in the face, but you can hit him in the face.
Buddy, that is absolutely fucking wild.
It was wild. Yeah, it was a wild time.
How was your transition from, like meth head Burning Man to like sober Burning Man?
Oh, so fucking amazing. I can't even begin to tell you. It was like, right now, I have 15 years clean and sober, so I just it was like so much had happened, like it was so crazy. The whole stereotypical thing went down. Like my family, like my friends contacted my family and they were like, look, buddy is like super, super just like, we really have to do something. He's homeless and, Like he just got kicked out of his warehouse, and so they hired an interventionist, and then my whole family came together. And then that was a really wild story. So, I come from a Scottish family, so there's all these women in my family, and they all have flaming red hair. So I know I'm getting off on a tangent. So
no, this is great.
Yeah, keep going.
So the day of the intervention, I'm staying at like one of my dearest friends, and we used to go to Burning Man all the time. She's an amazing, amazing individual. She's Iranian. She's Zoroastrian, and so she did this like I didn't know I'd been up for about a week, and she was letting me stay at her house, But this was all just so that they could stage the intervention. So I'm there, and so she does this ritual of me with water, and then she's saying these prayers and stuff, and then all of a sudden the doorbell rings, and she's like, "Hey, buddy, can you go get the door?" It's like a Tuesday fucking afternoon, and I've been up for a week, right? So then I go to the door and I look out the people, and then there's this intervention guy, and he's like, and I look and I see this one guy in the middle, and it's my whole family, all women, all red hair, like a sea of red hair. I'm like, holy shit, it's my entire family. And so this guy's like, "Hey, I'm here with your family. We just want to come in and talk to you for a little bit." I'm like, "Well, sure, come on in," So I'm fucking sitting
I'm down with weird shit.
Yeah. They read their letters, the whole thing. My ex-girlfriend's there. It's super gnarly, right? And so, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like the whole thing. And so they were like, "Hey, there's this treatment center that's up the street. It's like they have really good food." And I'm like, obviously, I'm not really into eating that much at this point in my life.
I don't do food anymore. I've evolved past food.
Yeah, I'm like a metharian. I don't.
You can eat it,
Yeah, exactly. It's digestible in every possible way. So, So I eventually went to treatment a couple times. It took a minute. It took me like, I don't know. It took me almost 5 years to get 1 year clean. But then a lot of stuff happened in between there and stuff. And then I was like, and I had a moment of clarity, as they say. And then I decided to get clean. So Burning Man was just way on the back burner. There was so much going on. Sure. And I was just trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like years and years of sober livings. And then, being like entrenched in that whole culture of recovery down here in Los Angeles and stuff. And then working in treatment and stuff like that, and stuff. And then I don't know, man. It was like January of 2022, and I was like, "Fuck, man! I wonder what's fucking going on with Burning Man." And I was like, I was like, I think I could go back. It's been, at that time, I was like, I've got 13 years clean, And I was like, I wonder. And then I don't know how I heard about it, but my friends told me about Anonymous Village. I'd heard about Anonymous Village years ago, but I was like, I don't know if I can do this. So I heard about it again, and then I looked it up, and I was like, this is fucking amazing. It's all these people. They're all clean and sober. They're in recovery. They have this amazing, So then I started attending there's a monthly meeting, the first Mondays of every month
for Anonymous Village.
For like Anonymous Village. Yeah.
That's rad. So
but that's all he can tell you about.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah. No, I can tell you more. I can just be real general. Yeah.
I think that's rad. I didn't realize that it was something that met throughout the year.
Yeah, so we use the first Monday of every month to plan. So everybody has different service positions, I guess you could call them. There's someone that's in charge of showers. There's someone that's in charge of hospitality. We have a hospitality room, a 24-hour coffee.
We've heard a lot about your coffee.
Yeah. We call it the Meth Lab. It's fucking horrible coffee, but I love it. It's totally endearing. It tastes terrible. You need to, just a lot of sugar and a lot of creamer, and you're good. It's hot liquid, and it's caffeinated, and it's 24/7. It's pretty awesome. And like the whole contraption and setup is like super dangerous to operate, which makes it all that much better. Like you have to like really be trained on how to use it. I don't know why. It's just like
it's the whole thing is serrated.
Yeah. It's like runs on propane. I don't know if it leaks or I don't know. But I have my own coffee setup. But we have it's just all to prep for Build Week and then the upcoming event. Yeah, it's really cool.
How big is your sort of like leadership team? It sounds like you're pretty involved in the.
There's a lot of us. Man, I don't really know about numbers. I would say there's probably a good 20 of us, that have different positions that we're responsible for. I used to be the lead of solar, and so my friend Brett, he took that over because he's really, really, really knowledgeable with solar. And so this year he's going to step in as lead, and I'm going to help him, and we're going to try and expand out the solar. We're trying to reduce, the whole generator thing.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. But there's quite a few of us, yeah. And it's amazing. And there's no camp dues or anything like that. It's all based on donation.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and it runs really, really well. Yeah.
That's so good to hear.
Yeah, and everybody's just super, super cool. And we have folks that have been going to Burning Man probably longer than I have. Probably early 90s, which a few definitely, which is really cool. Yeah. And you guys know.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So she's part of our camp, and I love her to death. She's amazing. Everybody there. It's been such a positive experience.
Do you know?
Don't know.
You're missing the point of anonymous village guy.
He became a ranger this year. Ranger.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not very good with names. There's over 100 people.
It's a big camp. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a huge camp. Yeah.
That's almost the
Wait until I start asking you if you know my friends who live in LA.
Yeah.
Do you know any movie stars?
Yeah. Do you know Stephanie? Do you know Robin?
Right.
We just know a really lovely handful of incredible people who camp with Anonymous Village. So it's
Yeah, and also you're our neighbors, and
right,
every year. So
yeah. I love that they put so much effort to make sure that they're really accessible by staff camps.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Well, I'd never know. In 2022, I was going to the morning DPW meetings pre-setup week for the first time, and they tell you when Anonymous Village starts holding meetings. And it's a big announcement being like, hey guys, I know some of people on your team have been waiting for this. Anonymous Village is going to start holding meetings at this time and this time. And it's just, it's such a lovely way to support our community.
3 people and a pot of coffee is a meeting.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely right. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's really great. And there's people that have gotten clean and sober at that meeting, that will, take cakes, they'll celebrate anniversaries, actually at Burning Man, which I love, which is really amazing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. It's really cool. I was just so relieved that I could go and I could camp with them, and then I could be in a safe place. And, not that I'm super triggered about using drugs or anything anymore. It's just, I just, it's just really nice that I could just have that support, and I just don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, that is, it's so, but outside of where you were camping, how did the burn? Obviously, it sounds like a pretty big gap between when you last went to Burning Man in 2022. What were the changes that you saw? How did it feel different for you?
Oh my God. So I get there for Build Week, right? And Build Week, there were more people and everything was lit up, and there was more happening during Build Week than really I even remember for the main event practically.
Yeah, Wednesday Build Week is kind of like what Wednesday Event Week used to be.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was completely blown away. I was amazed. I was like, wow, this is unreal. And just the art, the evolution and the development of all the art, and just all the people and the camps, and how organized everything was. And I thought it was just so great. I think it's great. I think Burning Man has evolved and just is such an amazing thing. You could sit here and nitpick and be like, oh, it was better back then, or this or that or the other. But I think it's awesome. I think it's amazing that everyone's been able to sustain the movement for this long, and it's totally thriving. I couldn't believe how big the city was. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, I'm just biking. My God, this is fucking unreal. It's just so psychedelic, and it was so psychedelic and just amazing to be there, without being high, because my only experience, as far as, in that environment was being completely altered. So actually being there and being clean was like a totally amazing psychedelic experience in itself. It was totally great, totally amazing. And it was just so, for me personally, to be able to just deal with everything, all the sensory input and everything happening all at once, but then being, grounded and being in my right mind in the way that I, am comfortable in my own skin, because of my journey of being clean in recovery. It was just, it's hard to put into words, but it was really great. It was like one of the best decisions I made was to come back in 2022. It was an amazing year. I had so much fun.
That is
and I was like,
great.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, we've all gotten older too. I was like, I was just a kid. I was just a kid when I was here last. I was like, check us all out, I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I started taking shifts at God, I'm drawing the blank. That place where we buy ice, the ice. Arctica, yeah, that was super, super fun. So I do shifts at Arctica every year, and just like the surreal thing of like, hey guys, I got to go to work now. Uh-huh. They're like, where are you going? I'm like, oh, I'm going to work. I'll see you guys after work.
What do you do at Arctica? Are you a pusher?
I'm the guy. What is that? Is it a slinger or a pusher? I'm the guy. I do both. So I get up in the truck. I hand out ice, and then I'm also down on the ground, and then go between that and the cash register. So whatever those two titles are.
I think you got the titles right.
Yeah, right? Slinger and pusher, right?
I think that's got to be one of the cheeriest gigs on Playa.
Just like hug a bunch of ice.
Yeah, in the heat of the day, just climb up in a refrigerated truck and maybe even work up a sweat being active.
Nothing sounds worse to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with cold out there.
You would love it, but definitely like a back brace. So this last year, 2023, I brought a back brace, because once that pile gets low on the pallet, you're like, oh man, you start to feel your A's.
Right.
Like,
as you said, we're getting old.
Yeah. Well, I know. It was funny. It was funny because the Arctica folks, they saw me and they were like, hey man, come on down out of there. And they got like some younger kids. I was like, okay.
How was your flood year?
Oh, my flood year was fucking intense. It was so fucking amazing. I loved it. I thought it was great. People were freaking out. I was like, oh my God, dude. Me and my friend that we do the Narcan and coffee with, his campmates were like, hey, it's looking like it's pretty gnarly weather out there. And I was like, we promised these folks that we would be at center camp at 3:00 to serve coffee,
3:00 on Friday?
Yeah, 3:00 on Friday.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so, and I was like, look, we got to do it. We said we'd be there. I've got everything loaded up because I have my bike, and I I got a cart, and so I had all the supplies. I got like my burner, the whole creamer, coffee, the whole thing. I was like, look, let's just go. We said we'd serve coffee. Let's just see how it goes. What could go wrong, And so we get to center camp, and so we have the, because you guys set up those little booths that we can make into anything,
Mm-hmm.
So then we set up our booth, and then we have the little dry erase board, and we say, hey, have some Narcan, test your drugs, don't die, have some coffee.
Straightforward.
Yeah, straightforward. That was our little advertisement or whatever, So we're starting to set up, and then all of a sudden, it's like 1 drop, 2 drops, fucking raining. And I'm like, it's cool. We got it. It might just blow over, I'm like, it's okay.
Right? It's like, maybe if it stops now, we'll basically be fine.
Yeah, exactly. And so it just started coming down in buckets. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm like, let's pack up, so I pack everything up into my tote, luckily it was waterproof and everything. I get everything in there, and then everything just turns into a river, and so my friend he's got like his brand new e-bike and everything, and he's there.
Oh no.
Pair of pliers trying to get the mud off of his tires. I'm like, look,
that's
man,
not going to work, dude. You got to let it go.
You just got to wait. And he's like, fuck. I'm like, let's just leave the bikes here, because when I was there in 97, it rained,
Oh, yeah.
And so I was used not rain like that, but I was used to it raining and getting the platform shoes in the mud and the whole thing. So I understood what was on tap, for the next couple of days, And so I was like, hey, there's a dome across. I was like, let's go to that geodesic dome, man. It's all covered in plastic. They're playing music in there, So, you know, and it's fucking coming down. I'm just leave the bikes here, man. I'm like, look, I'm going to grab the coffee cart. Let's go in the dome. Let's see if these people want coffee, right?
Oh, God, such a burner response. I fucking love it.
So we go in there, you know, and they're playing like, my friend that's with me, he's like, dude, this electronic music is so god-awful. I'm like, I know, it's okay. It's like, just, I got it. You know, like, let's just hang out. It's dry. It's dry in here. And so they had like AstroTurf laid out. We took off our shoes and everything. And so we go in and then they have like a whole bar there. And I'm like, hey man, what's going on? They're like, hey, how's it going? I was like, it's pretty wet out there. He's like, yeah, we're doing pretty good in here. I'm like, hey, yeah, I was like, do you guys want some coffee? I can set up a coffee bar next to what you're serving. Is that cool? They're like, fuck yeah, that's cool. You know, so I'm like, this is fucking great. So I set everything up and served coffee there for like a couple hours. And then I was giving out Narcan. And then the one guy was from bar. He wasn't, I don't know where he's from. I think he's from Australia or New Zealand or something. I was trying to explain to him what Narcan was, you know? Mm-hmm. And so he finally got it. He was like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, I don't need anything. I'm like, well, it's not a question if you need it. It's like if your neighbor, you might see somebody face down or slumped over in a porta potty, you know, and if they're ODing and it's an opiate, you know, if you hit them with the Narcan, if it's not an opiate, it's not going to do anything to him. If it is, you'll save a life and you'll be able to reverse an overdose, you know. So it was cool educating people, you know, on harm reduction and just serving out coffee while these people are fucking raging in this dome, you know. It was great. I had a really good time. And then I went over and I served coffee and then I was like, oh fuck, you know what? I don't like to flake out on my shift, right? If something happens, you know? So then it's fucking pouring down rain. And so
you don't like to like have an unexcused absence because of a natural disaster.
No.
I get it.
Right, exactly. You know, it's right. You know, I want to maintain a good reputation, you know, with my employer, you know, and I want them to know that I show up, you know? So I sludge over to Arctica.
Oh, bless your heart.
From the dome. And they're like looking at me. There's nobody in line for ice, really, you know, and it's just fucking coming down in buckets. I'm like, hey, guys, how's it going? They're like, well, you know, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty intense. And they're like, so what can we do for you? I'm like, well, I was like, look, normally I'd be here for my shift, you know, and it's here a little bit. And they're like,
I want you guys to know I can't make it.
Yeah, I was like, I just wanted you guys to know. Dad, I can't make it. And they're like, hey, we really appreciate you coming in. They're like, and then they find me in the book, in the schedule, and they're like, okay, we'll make a note here. I was like, okay, so, you know, but I would like to do my shift tomorrow, if that's okay, you know. And they're like, that's great. Like, the Arctica shifts are really important to me. It's just like a personal thing, you know? Like,
but they're really important to the entire community. Like, our city is full of just people being food poisoned if they cannot have ice. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So my other campmate, he's amazing. He had all these ham radios, you know, set up and charging and everything, and he was teaching me how to use it. And so I had one on me, you know, and so I was like reporting back to him. He's in his fucking trailer, you know, and I could tell a whole bunch of people are listening and they're dying. And so I'm giving them play by play. They're like, hey buddy, how's it going? I'm like, well, it's pretty muddy out here. They're like, yeah, well, why don't you just describe to us your journey coming back from center camp back to here. And I was like, look, I had to leave my bike back there and I had to leave my coffee cart, you know, but these folks said that they would take care of it over at the stone, you know, and they were like, okay, well, just try your best to make it back. You know, I didn't have bags on my shoes or anything, so each foot weighed like 25 pounds, you know, and so I finally made it through that night. And luckily, you know, I'd upgraded this year. I got like a shift pod. I thought the shift pod would do better in the rain, honestly.
Yeah, everyone did.
They're built for the desert.
The rain is different than sitting in 3 inches of water. It is not the rain that's the issue. It's the fact that the lake became a lake.
Well, the issue is the bottom of the shift pod is a fucking zipper.
Right.
The bottom of a shift pod is a zipper, and it's not one solid piece of fabric that goes all the way across the bottom. It's seamed. You know, and it's sealed, but once that plastic seal that seals the sewed seam, as soon as it hits that alkali, man, forget it.
If you want the Shift Pod 5, which is waterproof, that's going to be $4,500.
Oh fuck, man. Yeah. No, I don't know.
It's got a jack in it, so you can charge your Apple Vision Pro in there, though.
Right, exactly. My friends that were camped in Kodiaks, I was like, wow, they did really well. It's like the Kodiak did really well.
Oh,
I've had that $800 tent for 14 years.
And how'd you do?
Pretty good.
Yep.
Some water wicked in through the side, but that's my fault for cleaning it out with a pressure washer, shooting all of the dust off from the inside out. So all of those micro tears in it are my fault and my blame. But yeah, it was fine.
Yeah. So, it did okay. I mean, I didn't have large amounts of water. It's just the seams on the floor were leaking a little bit. And I was just surprised. I was like, wow, okay. All right. Note to self, But, hey, I have to say, in case Shift Pod folks, if you're listening, so they sent me a new floor because the seams came undone. And I sent them pictures. And I was like, hey, man, I just bought your guys' tent. I love you guys, but I really need a new floor. And they sent it to me. They're like, hey, no problem. We got you.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm staring at it right now.
I wonder if they took a big bite this year.
They might have, but hey, they came through. So the next day, right? So I get up the next day. I was like, okay, I want to just kind of go back into Center Camp and make sure I still got a cart. And then, my bike and my friend's bike was locked up there. And I need to go do my shift at Arctica. I didn't want to forget about my shift. So then I do my shift in Arctica. It's pretty slow. And I was like, wait a minute, I have my whole coffee set up. So I go to the Arctica guy. I'm like, hey, do you guys want coffee? They were like, fuck yeah, we want coffee. Yeah. So I go, I get my cart, and then so right there, by one of the registers, I set up my whole coffee bar, and then I served everybody coffee. It was amazing. So people were coming in, getting ice, serving them coffee, serving everybody there.
That is so great. This was still when people couldn't drive, great. So everyone was just trekking through the endless muck.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even realize Arctica was open on Saturday.
It had to be.
Yeah.
I guess
people are going to fucking die if they can't keep their perishables.
We got to start bringing sleds out every year now, just in case.
Oh, I saw a guy in cross-country skis. And
that guy's been bringing them out for like 20, 30 years now. And finally, this once.
Waiting. He was so happy.
One of these days, these will come in handy.
Yep. I was like, that guy's on cross-country skis, and he was fucking just doing his thing.
He actually brings them out every year just to do shot skis off of, but this year...
Oh, for real? You know him?
No, we don't.
But that is the only ski I've seen out there is for shot skis.
Just all been subjected to the absurdity of shot skis.
Yeah.
It's the best way to get half a shot all down the front of your shirt.
Right. Perfect. Excellent. So then I finished up my shift at Arctica, and then I went over to the folks over at Lovin Oven, and I was like, hey, you guys want some coffee? They were like, yeah, we do. So then I set up, I made coffee for all of them, and then I just got like mountains of focaccia bread, which was amazing.
Please eat this. We normally expect hundreds of people a day.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They were giving me like half a rack.
Yeah.
Jesus. Like focaccia bread. And I was talking to them. They were like, yeah, we truck in 700 pounds of flour to do this. I was like, wow.
Ew.
They're amazing. Lovin Oven. I love you guys. Yeah, they're really cool. So, yeah, I had a great time. There were some folks in our camp that, understandably, because we have Shadeville, right? But it's not waterproof by any means. It's just shade, you know? So water was pooling up, of course, right?
Right.
On the tarps.
Yeah.
And so we had to go in there, and we were like, look, we know you guys are already soaked, and I'm really sorry that we have to do this, but we have to get the water up out of these tarps, otherwise this whole structure is going to collapse. We're like continuously soaking people's belongings and their tents and stuff, just trying to keep the water out all night. And so, of course, they were like, we're done. We're out of here. And I was like, look, I really don't recommend that you go. I know you want to, you know what I mean? Because, and I understand where they're coming from. These are people that are coming in from France, from Europe, all over the place. They've got flights to catch and all this stuff, and they're going to lose money, and it's like, it's super overwhelming. I was like, I understand that. I was like, look, unfortunately, Mother Nature does not care about...
Hope you got that flight insurance.
Yeah. I was trying my best just to talk to people and be like, look, it's just not a good idea, And so, a few people's cars got stuck, and then they had to trudge back into camp, and then they got tucked into some RVs and stuff, so they were fine. And then, the rain, subsided, and things dried up, and we cleaned up as best we could.
As miserable as I am, I know that my problems will always be worse if I bend my axle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, like, I'm going to be a petulant little bitch right here.
Yeah. Some folks made it out, but most did not, and they had to walk back into camp and leave their cars out there to go get them after dried up.
If you were defeated in your exodus at Burning Man this year, we want to hear.
Oh, my God, we do.
Please.
Yes, we certainly.
But only if
contact
you're
us.
ready to have us laugh about it with you.
Yeah. If you've processed the pain.
My neighbors buried both axles in the mud.
Oh, God.
No.
Yeah.
Man, that car's never going to be right again.
Man.
There was a photo going around of they stuck their SUV and they labeled it and put an artist statement and they called it Hubris.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Hubris and Broken Dreams are my two favorite art pieces from this year.
Yeah.
Broken Dreams was an incredibly gigantic vehicle fire that happened during setup week.
Yeah.
It was absolutely horrifying. An entire truck and a trailer went up, and
it kept going up once it started going up.
Oh yeah, it was full of fucking fuel.
Yeah, I saw it when it started, and I was just like, there shouldn't be a little fire 10 feet up in the air. And then it kept getting bigger, and I was just like, oh no, what do I do about this? And then I heard sirens, and I was like, thank God, nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
But like they left it to cool off and they buried it off, like put cones around it at this point.
No, they buried it off. It's
buried
not bad.
it off.
Area off.
They put cones around it, but it was like hauntingly like lovely after it had burned. Like you could still see the full shape of the gone trailer and the gone truck. It was just like, holy shit. This is poignant.
Yeah.
That'd be a great t-shirt. That'd be a good t-shirt.
Oh,
This is poignant.
Well, let's give it out to everyone at placement this year.
I remember a huge black column of smoke. That must be what you guys are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And it was not, during build week.
Yeah.
I remember it way out in the distance there. Yeah. Well,
Everyone in our camp, except for like 7 people, were gawking at it.
I mean, there was nothing between us and it. We had like a straight shot visibility of it. And
oh, wow.
yeah. And I mean, it was still a long ways away. It was nowhere near threatening our camp. But man, that's really scary.
Yeah, it was a big scary
It was
fire.
so fucking scary. That was such a big fire so quickly.
And the lesson is never run a generator in a pickup bed.
Okay.
You always have to remember that plastic is made out of petroleum, and petroleum is fuel.
Generators go on the ground.
Yeah.
Generators go on the ground.
Yeah. Or you could put them up on like one of those plastic bins if you have to get it off the ground for some reason.
Plastics are made of petroleum.
Oh, right. Never mind.
Hurts a whole lot. That's why we laugh about it. That's why we don't talk. It hurts a lot.
You all just heard from Buddy, and and as you all know now, Buddy is a sober burner. Rex mentioned something during the interview about him getting sober from cigarettes at Burning Man. Rex, how the hell did that work out for you? I never would have been able to quit smoking with cigarettes at the burn.
It was fine. It was the easiest thing ever. How? I didn't bring any cigarettes. Like I finished the last bit I had in like the first day or so, and then just like didn't. I don't know. It was seriously so much not a big deal that I don't even know how to talk about it. I just didn't need to have any more cigarettes.
I've literally told people, like, don't do that. I want to keep you as a friend, and I want to see you at Burning Man because, like, you're already getting rough. It's like tough, and your body.
They age you.
Well, and like, oh yeah, no, this is where I'm going to change my life. No, change your life via cigarettes and stopping somewhere else because, like, I have dealt with so many people trying to do that, and it ends badly. That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't my first time quitting. Like I had smoked when I was very young, too young to be smoking, and quit plenty early. Like I was off by 18, I think, and just picked it up for a year and a half. And I was so desperately addicted. I'm a terrible smoker. 2 packs a day, like sticky Danish tobacco, rolling my own fucking.
Gotta say, sounds pretty cool, Rex.
It got me so sick. It affected my health so rapidly. But like even the first time I quit when I was younger, my parents made me quit with the patch, and that worked for, a month or 2. And then I just kind of cold turkeyed it the second time and like slept for 48 hours, essentially. Slept through my withdrawals.
Rex's superpower is hibernation.
This is true. But when I quit at Burning Man, I don't remember experiencing any withdrawals whatsoever. Just like paid attention to all of the Burning Man and wasn't bothered by the smoky interest.
Pretty cool, Rex.
I'm not saying anybody else should take my example.
I think that's very unique
to your crewmates. Like, just as my experience of folks quitting smoking tobacco on playa.
They get punchy and anxious and just angry for no reason.
They're
that's my
foul
experience.
Mood a bit.
And that's why I tell people not to do it out there. Like, you can do it in your own time. Don't do it on our time. Like, you're 1 week, you're going to figure out after like 5 days that it's not working out very well. And you've already fucking yelled at people.
People have crutches for a reason.
You know what? Thinking about it,
because their legs are broken and they need a crutch.
That would have been 2007 that I did this. And that was a year that my half-ass attempt at theme campery came to a peak, and I was rangering real hard. And I think there was just so much going on with my burn that I didn't have attention to pay to my withdrawals.
Well, thank you for paying attention to this episode of Accuracy Third. Accuracy Third is produced by Accuracy Third. The music in this episode is Skin It Itches by me, Rex. You can find them on Bandcamp, and you should. Their music is great. I love it.
It's bad enough that this band is stealing my entire identity.
But you also have itchy skin.
I've always had itchy skin. I have so many bottles of hydrocortisone. Like, everything makes me itch. Stop being me, Rex.
If you,
as a band,
would like to talk to Rex.
Me, Rex is just Rex.
If you would like to talk to Rex on Discord about how your skin is itchy too, you can join us on Discord. Or hit him up on Blue Sky, where our podcast is and where he and I are as individuals.
Salves and lotions?
Or
unguents.
Mastodon, look for Xeno Danger Evil.
Xeno's not here in the studio with us right now, but he is on Mastodon. You can hit us up at accuracythird@gmail.com. Please share your stories with us. We can't do this without you and all of the noises that you make with your voice.
We have social accounts. You can follow us on Discord or
Blue Sky.
Not Twitter, or like Instagram if you like pictures of D-Day's cat. Also, by the way, we will have a party this year. We'll let you know about that later.
As always, thank you to our patrons on Patreon. Patrons who give at least $5 to the cause. You give that to us. We give you a playa name if and you need one.
I thought I was going to feel bad about this deep ritualized thing that is like so foundational to the way that you see yourself at Burning Man. And then I was just like, nah, this is silly.
Yeah. Did you think I was taking this more seriously than I've been pretending to take this?
As someone who's had...
Just because I created a survey, Beth. I create surveys every day. God, can you imagine? I don't. Today, I fixed a door handle on a door in our building by trying to take it apart and put it back together with parts that should have fit but didn't. So I put it back together as much as I could, and then I slammed a nail through it and the axle to hold it in place until the locksmith can come on Friday and replace it.
You're a professional facilities manager.
I am.
Doing good.
At a staff meeting that day, people were going to need to use the formerly women's room. All right. Speaking of snorting while you laugh, Dave reached out to us. Thank you, patron Dave, for patronizing our cause. Thank you for patroning our cause. Thank you for giving us money. Thank you for being so fucking cool.
Patreoning.
Thank you for Patreoning this podcast.
Patreon.
We would like to thank you by giving you the playa name you requested by sending us a picture. This time, guys, would you like to look at the picture first before I give you the information about our friend Dave?
Yes, please. I accept the way you're doing this to us. Aw.
Rex, cute Dave.
It's
Beth,
Like-
if you could please move cute Dave toward
Right in front
Rex.
of the...
Cute
my
Dave,
hand.
if you would like getting a prefix to your street name, such as Cute Dave, that is an acceptable playa name.
That's pretty low effort there, my man. This
Yeah.
guy patronizes.
Yeah, tell that to Hot Scott. That's low effort.
Look, Hot Scott got two things going for it. True and rhymes. And Handsome Shane and Handsome Carl got a 2-1 rhythm.
Cute Dave.
That's a 1-1. There's nothing there.
So give us more about Dave.
Okay, Dave's most embarrassing playa moment is...
You do not know if he consents to share.
None of this is like I went to the porta potty and sneezed while I was pooping and prolapsed my ass down into the tank of the porta potty. If it is, like, I just write back to him, your name is Ass Tank. It doesn't matter that you asked Beth to give you a playa name, Ass Tank. You're Ass Tank now. Get some friends, they would have been calling you Ass Tank already. And I'm sorry to our patron, Ass Tank, I'm being really rude to you right now. But that's how I take care of these things, Beth. I'm bringing 3 of the most appropriate ones to us. Sorry, I'm getting amped up. All right. Cute Dave's most embarrassing playa moment is having been to 2 burns and not having a good embarrassing story to share. He needs to start drinking more, he guesses.
Oh.
So keep Lush in your back pocket just in case. Every playa name he's been given that didn't stick and why. Wayfinder, because he's a problem solver, but it didn't stick because he thinks it makes him sound more like a douche.
Fair.
Good call.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
I don't think, like, if somebody gives you Wayfinder, you're just like, no, sorry. That can go in the same pile Savior belongs in.
Yeah, don't do that one. That's it? That's the information we have?
Uh-huh.
No, okay. Hold on. I've got it.
What is it?
Cop out.
Cop Out's really good.
Cop out.
Yeah. Hey, Cute Dave. Cop Out.
Cop Out.
That's your playa name, my man. Good job. Good job, Rex.
Thanks. Sometimes they just work.
Okay.
And hey, it's got 2 things going for it. Mm-hmm. It's like cute and pithy, but it's also a good emergency thing to shout. Cop out! For cops!
I appreciate you all, and I'm going to take this opportunity to leave this conversation.
No.
Seems like you never really wanted to be
We
here in the
have to
first
in
place.
and out, Buddy.
Buddy.
Oh,
I love Buddy. Thank you, Buddy.
Buddy was great.
Buddy's the best.
I'm not a part of that.
You don't know Buddy yet, but you will.
I will. I listened to almost everyone. There was one very recently that I had to stop
No
very
one
early
could
in.
listen to that episode. That episode was pain and torture. That episode was D-Day testing our audience.
Zeno, does that mean you don't want us to have contact you for possible renting your space?
No, that'd be fine. If they want to pay $800 a month, yeah, I'm looking for roommates. By the way, hey, so hit me up, xenodangerevil@gmail.com. If you want to live in East Oakland, you only hear a little bit of gunplay, some sideshows. It's a large, weird place. I am looking for a roommate. It will be with me and another DPW. When is this going out?
A month or 2.
Oh, a month or 2 would actually be good. Okay, you know what?
Literally,
Hit me up.
Do
Hit me
not
up.
want our listeners to be the people you are offering that to.
Beth doesn't know.
You actually don't know.
See, Beth is actually much more conservative than she lets on.
I just don't want anyone that I love to have to live with.
I'm not talking
Stop
about.
saying name, then you won't have to.
I didn't say. You said. You broke the seal. I just said there was an episode that I didn't like.
No, it was me. I said.
we
okay, sorry.
got feedback from one of our listeners that
There's
if only Beth had been in the room, she would have tamped down on that bullshit.
yeah.
It's just like, motherfucker, you don't understand that Beth could not be in the same room with that person.
Right.
You could end up fucking being roommates with. You cannot blank ask this audience for crazy people for you to.
Not my
I'm
shit.
not. Look, I have a process. Email me. I'm not telling you what the address
Zeno
is.
will email you back.
Yes.
It will be
my God.
extensive.
xenodangerevil@gmail.com. It'll be, let's call it $900 a month. And it's in a crazy, awesome, weird pseudo warehouse. Commercial space, 14-foot ceilings, lots of art potential.
It's really nice.
It is. It's super cool.
Hit me up.
It's walking distance from the Shedio.
Literally, like, too close to the Shedio. That like, I don't hang out with you guys nearly enough. I feel bad.
It's pretty great, though, coming out into the backyard and finding you lurking here in the dark when you damn well
I didn't
know
want
where
to
the lights
bother
are
your
and how to
child.
turn them on. I love it. It's great. It's like walking into the woods and seeing your friend there.
Okay, bye.
I like the way your name tastes in my mouth. I like the way your name tastes in my mouth. And it hurts a lot. And I say, oh, that's why we laugh about it. That's why we don't talk. That's why we don't talk.
So, Buddy, any big plans for this coming year?
Oh, man, I just can't wait. It's like, I'm going to do my thing at Anonymous Village. I'm going to try and get there as early as I can. Hopefully the 21st would be great. So I can be there for full build week and then event week. And then I usually stay, at least 2 or 3 days after and just kind of take my time coming back. I'm going to serve a bunch of coffee, and just do my thing. I haven't really developed anything beyond that. That's, but I definitely plan on going out there.
Can I introduce to you one of my favorite concepts of doing Burning Man over and over again is to come up with a secret goal.
Okay.
So one of the ways I help steer myself at Burning Man is to have a secret goal. Sometimes the secret goal is like climb on stuff. Sometimes the secret goal is make female friends. And sometimes the secret goal is like follow my whimsy.
All of those are better themes than any Burning Man theme I've lived through. Except for follow your whimsy. That one kind of sucks.
That one does totally
suck. But make female friends is a killer theme for Burning Man.
Can we get them to do that? That'd be great. Find a female friend.
My dudes. Can you really ask that of everyone coming to Burning Man? Is that really something you want to instantiate in the head of everyone?
Fine.
Inviting to the city?
Then let's have a theme of homeless services one year.
That would be good.
Come on, Burning Man. I know some of you listen to this.
Yeah, I could get wet.
Have the courage to be cool.
Oh my God! You mean I could be like I could be like a Black Rock social worker?
Oh God! Yeah, we need that. Yeah, I'm gonna start Black Rock CPS.
Find people interim housing at Black Rock City. Be like, okay.
Be like, hey, are these kids really feral, or are they just kind of like dirty hippie kids? Nah, they're dirty hippie kids. That's fine.
There is an extremely non-zero need for people to have housing found for them at Burning Man.
Oh,
yeah, that's true.
Absolutely. That would be a fucking hilarious project to be like, I see you have a bed open in your RV. Have you considered adopting a DPW?
Yeah.
That would be great.
Okay, you got to sign this form that says you're not going to be creepy. Okay, and date it. Okay, now you get a copy, I get a copy.
Interim housing referral. Black Rock interim housing referral.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay, we're going to need to get a board of directors so we can incorporate this shit.
Oh, my God. Housing vouchers for Black Rock. You're like, okay, well, it's normally 30% of your annual median income, and this is non-commodified.
So you could have half of this hexagurt and a roll of tape. There's 12 people over there with half a hexagurt too.
Right.
You're really going to need to find someone you gel well with. This is a resource for everyone.
You share 30% of your zip tie. and definitely, need to donate a portion of water. Yeah.
We need Black Rock City projects. Just a vertical stack of 7 shipping containers with bunks in them and a rickety ladder up the front.
Yeah, no, that's doable. I was so ready to levy criticism at whatever you said, but I've got none to give.
No notes.
No, none.